Welcome to the US Great News Channel. Watch the video to the end for current and breaking news about the Russian war in Ukraine. While there are many speculations about the downed attack plane now, it has also been announced when the plane, which was abandoned by the Russian armies and shot down urgently, was first damaged. At this point, according to the latest reports from experts, Ka-52 helicopters began to take off from Russia on February 24th, one of the first days of the war. At this point, the related aircraft, which received the first damage on February 24th, was then taken to a neutral zone and protected by Russia. The vehicle, which was destroyed in December when the personnel were evaluated, became completely unusable. It is believed that at this point there are many vehicles destroyed by Russia in neutral territories. While many news about the plane destroyed by Russia have been spreading in recent days, millions of people have been wondering what the future fate of the equipment will be. The recent statements made at this point have also managed to erase the question mark in the minds of many people. In the statements made by the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, it was stated that the Ka-52 assault vehicle will remain where it is for a while and will be examined by experts. With the completion of the inspection, the usable parts of the aircraft will be placed in military warehouses, while the parts that cannot be used will also be used as recycling materials. Therefore, the Ukrainian troops began to look forward to the unraveling of the aircraft strategy and the finding of its weak points. New developments continue to confuse the Ukrainian-Russian war, which is home to the bloodiest clashes of recent years. Although the offensive started by Russia in 2022, it is known that the Ukrainian army also showed resistance in the same year. According to the latest reports coming in now, Russian troops continue to be harmed by the Ukrainian army. In particular, the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine stated that the counter-resistance moves made will continue and the territory of Ukraine will be completely liberated. At this point, it was stated that new attacks were carried out by the Ukrainian armies and simultaneous operations were carried out at different points. While the relentless fighting between the Ukrainian-Russian armies was continuing, victory cries were continuing to be shouted from both sides. At this point, it was stated that the Ukrainian army had taken much more action recently and had significantly damaged the Russian troops. But with the latest news, it became clear that the Ukrainian troops won a clear victory. In the latest statements made by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, a Russian-owned Tu-4 Tyalpin heavy mortar was neutralized as a result of ongoing clashes in the eastern Ukrainian region. While this situation caused wide repercussions throughout the world, it was considered one of the most significant damages inflicted by Ukraine on Russian troops. The Tu-4 Tyalpin heavy mortar cannon, which has now been neutralized by Ukraine, was welcomed with great joy on the Ukrainian front and managed to attract everyone's attention in the world press. At this point, the journalists who were in the Ukrainian army took a snapshot of the absolute success and shared it with the whole world. Alex Guc, who is known to have been a member of the Ukrainian troops since February, shared an armored vehicle containing a burning self-propelled gun and a motorized mortar with the public in his last post. While the images went viral in a short time, everyone congratulated Ukraine again on this absolute victory. The destruction of the Russian Tu-4 Tyalpin mortar, which has been shown as one of the most important victories of Ukraine in recent days, has also raised many questions. Experts have also discovered for what purpose the mortar was used on the territory of Ukraine. According to this, it was stated that the vehicle carrying a 240mm mortar was brought to the occupied territory in order to bomb Ukrainian positions in the Maryanka region in the Donetsk region. This air cannon, reflecting the traditional ammunition systems of the Russians, is known as a very powerful weapon with all its materials as a whole. For this reason, it was also welcomed with joy that the mortar did not cause any vital losses. Currently, the achievements of the Ukrainian armies continue to be talked about by millions of people in the world public opinion, while also causing different question marks. Many experts were looking to gain access to a consensus on how the Russian Tu-4 Tyalpin heavy mortar was hit. Therefore, the investigations were finally completed and it turned out how the Russian heavy mortar was hit. Ukrainian experts have stated that the Russian Tu-4 Tyalpin mortar and the vehicle carrying it were probably shot down by an unmanned aerial vehicle carrying a system that is self-firing. This situation was also proved by the recent photos taken for the mortar cannon. The fact that the vehicle was targeted directly at its systemic points was presented as proof that the UAVs were successful. It is known that many images of the Ukrainian-Russian war have been shared in recent days, while it was known that the Ukrainian troops had achieved quite significant successes. The Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan vehicle, which was shared recently and is known to have been destroyed, has caused wide repercussions all over the world. The last images of the vehicle shared showed that the places where the mortar was located were completely destroyed, while it was understood that their systemic locations were damaged and became unusable. In addition, in the images presented to the public by the army, it was also seen that the drivers' and commanders' seats were burned, and everyone was quite surprised at this situation. In addition, it is seen that the vehicle is leaning to the left side due to the collision and remains that way. Now, while millions of people are wondering what the Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan vehicle destroyed by the Ukrainian army was used for and its historical history, a very interesting situation has arisen. Accordingly, it was seen in the Russian media that the mortar fire was greatly exaggerated. In some videos shot by the Russian media and shared with the whole world for propaganda purposes, it was seen that the Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan heavy mortar and vehicle were called a scary weapon. This situation has also proved that the Ukrainian army can seize power in a very superior way against Russia. Important information continues to be revealed about the Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan heavy mortars, images of which are often taken by members of the Russian military and presented to the world for propaganda purposes. At this point, the characteristics of the vehicle and its importance for the Russian military unit were explained, and it was also stated where it was used for the first time. The Russian army used Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan units during the attack on the Lugansk airport in 2014 and severely damaged the used points. In addition, in 2022, the Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan was again preferred by Russian army units for the attack on the Azovstal facility during the battles for Mariupol. Currently, it is seen that the Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan heavy mortar has been used by Russia at different points in 2014 and 2022. While it has also turned out to be preferred in new battlefields. Experts agree that each of these vehicles must necessarily be destroyed. According to it, experts are working on the 44th in the village of Shinik, located in the Luhansk region. It is known that a unit in the artillery brigade noticed a mortar with a Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan self-propelled gun at the last moment and instantly destroyed it. For this reason, it can be said that the Russians have used the relevant heavy mortars not only in the past, but also in the current conflicts. The Ukraine-Russia war, which has managed to become almost popular in the print and digital press nowadays, is now followed by many people on social media platforms as well. Millions of people are participating in the events by adding their own interpretations. Currently, the destruction of the Russian Tu-S4 Tyupan heavy mortar by the Ukrainian army has caused social media users to almost split in two. Some of them stated that both sides should put down their weapons and sign peace now, while others stated that Ukraine should definitely continue to resist Russia and it is essential that it should defend its territory with weapons. Currently, millions of social media users continue to look forward to the new developments that will be revealed. The incident of the murder and looting of a Ukrainian during the occupation that took place in the Kiev region was confessed by a Russian soldier who was captured by the Russian Federation and will be tried. While the incident is seen as an incident that increases the tension between Ukraine and Russia, it may create a new problem in the relations between the two countries. The Russian soldier admitted that he killed and looted a Ukrainian person during the occupation. The Russian Federation claimed that the incident in which the soldier made his confession was a fake. However, the Ukrainian government claims that the incident is real and the Russian soldier is to blame. This incident has increased the tension between Ukraine and Russia, while officially decrying Russia as a war criminal in front of the world. The Ukrainian government claims that the rights to life of the civilian population are being violated in the territories occupied by the Russian Federation. The Russian Federation, on the other hand, says that the rights to life of the civilian population are protected in the territories occupied by the Ukrainian government. In addition, this situation could decently affect diplomatic relations between the two countries, regardless of the war. The Ukrainian government may take a tougher stance against human rights violations in the territories occupied by the Russian Federation. The Russian Federation, on the other hand, may not accept the harsh attitude of the Ukrainian government, and the legal crisis of the two countries may be discussed around the world. The soldier who made the confessions will be tried in the Russian Federation, the result of which will be determined. However, regardless of the outcome of the incident, work needs to be done to decelerate the tension between the two countries. This incident once again demonstrates the importance of human rights, while also deciphering the importance of dialogue between the two countries. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to be informed of developments at the speed of light.